Well, hey everybody, it's Romania Black, and why are we a fourth of the way done with the year already? What is happening? It is Romania Black, and we are on the update for the channel for this month. There is a lot going on in April, and I'm here to tell you about it. We have 3 new shows starting this month. There are new commissions on the channel. It is going to be crazy, and I have traveling that I'm doing, so this might be a little bit long. We're going to talk about lots of things, about the schedule, about changes this month, about new series, about extras, about comments, about lots of things. So please strap in for however long this is about to take. I'll try to separate it out in the video, but I want to talk about what is to come this month and what to look forward to on the channel. I'm really excited. I hope you all are as well. So I'm going to rein in my excitement while we go through this. So like I said, the first big thing is I am actually traveling this month. I'm Romania Black if you're new to the channel. And one of the things I do in real life outside of the computer screen here is I help to coach a speech team. And we're going to our national competition here in about a week. And as I'm recording this, which means I will be gone for 9 days for competition. Our national tournament is a long competition. I'm going to be gone for 9 days. It's great because it's going to be a nice time for me to refresh. We're like a fourth of the way through the year to refresh, especially if I'm going to tell you guys here in a little bit about. But also it means that I have 9 days where I'm not recording anything. Now, luckily, the week that I'm gone, everything will be out on the channel, and I'm going to try to, before I leave, get the following week, most of it done, so that when I come back, it's not just sitting there being like, oh no, I have to hurry up and record to catch up. But that's as far as I'm going to be able to get. And I've been working really hard to catch up from the time I missed last month. So it's just been a big game of catch up this year for me so far, I'm used to being ahead, and I was ahead before December, and then I was doing 12 shows, which was a lot, and so now, I got behind with Janu Yowie, and so now I'm catching back up. So everything should be out on time, and I know you always say on the channel, you're like, oh, Romania, if you have to go, it's fine if you miss a week or two, but I haven't done that in 4 years, so it's like, I don't want to do that. So, yeah, so I'm going to try my hardest to make sure I'm caught up and that everything else is out on time in April. If something happens, I'll let you all know. But as of right now, while I'm gone, you'll be able to see everything on the channel perfectly fine. With the exception of Apothecary Diaries episode 13. Unfortunately, when it comes out onto YouTube, I will be gone. And I won't be near my computer to record it for the following Wednesday. So I've already figured out what to do. I've already got it recorded, set up, ready to go. But so April 9th on Patreon, and then the following Wednesday on YouTube, I won't have episode 13 of the Apothecary Diary Season 2. Instead, I've had a lot of people request that I watch the OVA Hotarubi no Mori E, which is by the creator of Natsume's Book of Friends. It's also called To the Forest of Firefly Lights. It is this beautiful, heartwarming OVA one-shot that was just 25 minutes of fun, and I loved every second of it. So I'll talk about it in the schedule, so stick around for the schedule. I'll explain how episodes 13 and 14 of Apothecary Diaries are going to work out, but just know that Wednesday on the 9th on Patreon, and the following Wednesday I'll have that OVA, and then we'll make up for it. I'll talk about it here in the schedule. I've got mini Whiteboard Coon in the wings waiting to come out, so we'll talk about that here in a hot second, but that's the only thing I've scheduled to kind of replace it while I'm gone. Everything else I've been able to pre-record, which has been nice. So thank you all for your support and kindness, and thank you all for being supportive and saying like, well, if you can't get to it, it's fine if we wait. That means a lot because it helps to decrease my stress, because I'm always like, I'm glad to be gone and with my team, and we're really excited to go, but no one else really knows I have a channel, so I'm like, everything's fine. So, speaking of which, this is, coming across, I technically started my original channel around May of 2020, and so I had to redo it in December of 2020, so I consider that kind of the anniversary. So this is coming on to being about my 5th year of doing YouTube, which is wild, and so I'm really excited about the channel. I'm almost at 12,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is mind-blowing, so thank you all for your support. And Patreon has so many supporters, so thank you all so much for supporting me on Patreon. Honestly, Patreon is the only source of revenue I have on the channel, so any little amount, whether it's $1 or $5 or $10 or the commissions, you all help so much, and it helps me to pay for the services and things that I use on this. I would love to this year get some upgraded equipment, like a new camera, because this little web camera I've been using for 5 years is it works, but people are like, the quality could be better. And I'm like, do you want to see me in HD? I don't know if you do. So, it's like Liz living in 30 Rock where she gets in the HD camera and it's like, oh no. So, but anyway, I'm really excited about the growth. But I think that with that growth, as you all know, I want to be transparent about things that have been on my mind the last couple of months. I've sort of tackled them in previous update videos, but I've also tried to articulate them. So anyway, I want to address it here. The first thing I want to talk about is kind of the DMs, right? And as I'm talking, my dog is, of course, like, you could be playing with me instead of addressing people. So with the DMs versus the channel comment section on YouTube and Patreon, here's my thing. This is talking about DMs on Twitter. This is talking about DMs on Discord. This is talking about DMs on Patreon. Those are the three main places I get DMs. YouTube doesn't really have that option. It's just comments, which is great. For me, the DMs have always been a source for the mods to tell me, like, week to week, like, okay, you can look at these comments, don't look at these comments because they're spoilers. That's mainly what the DMs are for, is for the moderators to comment to me and tell me, what can I see, what can I not see? That's a big reason for them. Another thing I use DMs for is, you know, if someone's sending me a file, like for a lot of the commissions that I watch, people will send me files to watch, or if my internet's been down, they'll DM me those. Or if someone has an issue to report, like if somebody's been acting a fool on the Discord channel and like, hey, can you go talk to this person? That's really what the DMs are for. Or if something's like a quick personal question, like I've had people be like, hey, are you still getting gifts or accepting them? Or you know, just a quick question on the channel, or if you're the mods, you're reporting an issue, you're sending me a file. Those things are all what the DMs are for. And anything else should be able to be asked through the comment section on YouTube or through the channels on our server, or occasionally people will DM me on Twitter. But here's the things that are not cool for DMs. People have accidentally spoiled me in the DMs. And you can't have a moderator in your DM, so you kind of like, I've opened up stuff on Twitter where people have been like, did you see this about this? And I'm like, oh no! And I'm quickly like, no, don't show me that. You know, I've had that happen. I have had people let me know things that I explicitly on the channel have said I don't want to know in the DMs. Like, I've had people tell me when shows are ending, and I'm like, I've told you not to tell me that. I prefer to find that out in my own time so that it doesn't affect the reactions when I get to it, you know? I've had people make weird requests. I've had people ask very personal or sexual questions to me in the DMs. Or they've tried to cross that line, that parasocial line that I'm just not comfortable with as a person. So I guess just this is all to say that if you are somebody that DMs me, please, you know, I'm very curious. Now, if you can't comment in the channel or talk about it in a public space, why is that? And I'm very genuinely curious, like why, I don't know why you would DM me if you're not comfortable talking about that in a public space or on the server. And so that's a question that I think people should ask themselves before engaging with me, because it's not that I'm unappreciative of their support. I really do appreciate their support. But on Twitter especially on Twitter, that's where most of this is from. On Twitter, it has crossed some lines that have made me very uncomfortable as a person. And I want to avoid that, right? I just feel like that's boundary setting and that's important. And if you can't say it in a video comment or on the channel, you know, because maybe you're afraid the mods will tag it as a spoiler or something, well, that's something to kind of work out, right? But there has been moments, especially on Twitter, that have made me uncomfortable the last several months. And so I just kind of want to avoid that. So I appreciate everyone's support, trust me. And I appreciate people trying to reach out. That's really cool. But I also want to be protect myself and be transparent, right? So if you're sending me a file or asking a random question, or, you know, if you're the mods, let me know about comments, DM is fine. And it's okay to do it occasionally, but when you do it all the time and you're not ever on the actual channel on the server, I'm kind of like, why is that? What's the reason? And is that crossing a parasocial weird line? I don't know. It's just something that I'm thinking about. So I wanted to bring it up to you all as well, to just kind of talk about it and see what you all thought. So, and that kind of leads me to the comments. Because the comment section, oh man. So I've noticed the last 4 years, there are 4 types of comments that I encounter on the channel that I have observed. One is just the outright trolls. The ones that spoil outright, the ones that are trolls, they're self-aware of what they're doing. I'm self-aware that they're doing it. We're like looking like this at the camera at each other. But the mods get those. So they're not a problem. Like the mods will tackle those instantly and be like, don't read that comment. And I'm like, okay, cool. So those are not ever a problem, right? Because it's a lot of self-awareness. My favorite type of comments are the next two, the ones that are either one, like the hype fun comments, like they're just they're lighthearted, they're making jokes, we're talking about quotes from the series, we're talking about quotes from the episodes that are fun or like that are really meaningful, like that stuff. I love those comments. I love hype. I'm like, yes, let's get the hype rolling. Those are fun. And then there's like what is 80% of the comments, and that are the ones that are insightful, that are informative, that are cool comments where people are genuinely sharing knowledge and their perspective in this respectful, fun, conducive to a dialogue manner. They are my favorite comments, and I would say most of them are. But the fourth type, I've noticed, especially, it all goes back to Berserk, especially since I started Berserk, I have noticed the fourth type of comment. And not to say that this happened only in Berserk, it's happened in other series, it's happened in Utena, it's happened in Land of the Lustrous, it's happened over the last month or so, and since I'm rounding out those series, I feel like it's time we kind of bring them up. You know, there are comments where if I disagree or have a negative viewpoint about a plotline or a character, you know, I can be met with someone telling me that I'm wrong, or that they're trying to like school me on the subject matter, or they just reply in a way that's not socially conducive to a dialogue. And it's just somebody informing me about if I'm uneducated or don't get something about the subject matter. And I get it. And there's a way to say that in a respectful and, you know, socially appropriate way. And I know there is a lot I don't know about the world. God, I know. My Western ass is so unknowledgeable about so much about the world. There's so much I don't know. And I love watching anime because it teaches me things. Right? And I am no expert. I've had a lot of comments where the tone I get is that I should be an expert about something. This is not Psychologist Analyzes Land of the Lustrous. This is not, I don't put on English Teacher Analyzes Dororo. I don't, because I'm an off-duty English teacher. When I am on this channel, I just like to inject my knowledge where I can. And what I do in the discussions is just based on my opinion. And you all know this, but we've had new people on the channel over the last couple of years, so I wanted to reiterate it. You know, I don't know everything, and I'm just saying what I do. So I'm just saying what I do know. So it's okay if I disagree with your interpretation about the show. It's okay if you disagree with me. And there's been some amazing comments where they're like, hey, I don't quite agree with you, but here's what I think. And it's like, oh, that's cool. So, you know, I'm just here to have fun and talk with you all about it. We're a glorified book club here. It's all good. But if you want to disagree, there is a civil way to do that. But there have been a lot of negative comments that kind of have foregone that way of socially constructing the dialogue in a way that is productive. And I just want to steer away from those comments. So I want to be clear about that. I want to keep watching shows that have challenging topics and subject matter, but those that cannot understand like the social etiquette of constructing that comment, I just can't respond to, and I'll have to ignore them. And I hate that, you know, unless it's a comment that's blatantly racist or homophobic or transphobic or sexist or misogynistic. And then I'm going to call you out on it because that's not cool. And then I'll probably delete it after I call you out on it. So, because that's not cool. And I don't want my channel to be littered with that garbage, right? So it's just fiction. We're just watching fiction. And I need to remind myself of that because I feel like it's a human response when you read a comment that someone is being, you know, kind of aggressive towards you. I'm a Taurus, and I'm a naturally kind of a fierce person. When people like strike at me, I have a tendency to want to be a snake and strike back. And I need to realize that it's just fiction. And I remind myself of that. And especially after one of the series I just finished, I was like, I really need to remind myself that. But again, as I said last month, I'm not going to be reading series that explicitly have SA with the main characters anymore, or at least for a very long time. So I think that will help. I think that will help get me back on track in a mentally healthy way. So yeah, I just want to bring that up. But yeah, so I'm traveling this month, and it's going to be a nice reset. I'm going to be away from my workspace for a solid 8 days, which I haven't been in a while. And so I think that's going to be helpful to kind of get myself reset for the rest of April and then into May. And then as far as Discord goes, I've kind of, it's been a year since I had some initial troubles with Discord, and like, I have rules on the Discord. I try to explain them the best that I can. Basically, if it's a spoiler, and by if it's a spoiler, my rule of thumb is if it's not appeared in the show yet on my channel, it's a spoiler. If it involves a character development moment that's not been on the show yet, it's a spoiler. And I'm like, and I don't really like to know manga details from the source material if I'm watching the anime until after everything's all said and done, or I explicitly ask for it in the discussion. So, and I don't know. I'm in the Discord a lot, y'all. I'm kind of addicted to it, and I've been debating on, like, if I need to step back a little bit because I'm on it, like, every day, all the time. Like, I don't have a lot of channels muted. I'm usually on a lot of it. So I don't know if I just need to, you know, just get on at a certain time, but I don't like to limit myself. I don't like to take away that freedom that I have because I love the Discord and I love seeing the fan art. I don't know if I need to just stay away from the current series until, you know, someone tags me in a post and then I can go on. I don't know if I need to, like, if somebody spoils, right now, if somebody spoils me on the channel, which it recently happened, like, and these are minor spoilers, they're not anything big, but it's one of those things, like, as a teacher, when you tell a student to do something and then they just don't read the directions and they still do it, and you're like, just like, I was like, you fail, sir, good day. So I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, right now I give, like, a verbal warning, and then if people do it again, I DM them and I'm like, hey, stop that. And if they do it again, I'm like, I'm gonna have to give you a timeout. And giving a timeout in a Discord is stupid. It's the dumbest thing. I'm like, I feel like I'm putting a kid in a corner. I'm like, that's dumb. But then I'm like, I don't, spoiler tagging is apparently really hard for some people, and I don't get it, actually, because it's just 2 lines. It's very easy to do, but I'm not sure what to do with the Discord. I love being there, but I will be honest, the spoilering, it's this weird double-edged sword. The spoiling gives me anxiety because it makes me anxious to go in there, but then when I say too much, people don't want to comment because they're afraid of spoiling, and I'm like, well, if you just spoiler tag it and ask somebody, you don't have to be afraid. But because I don't ever check the spoiler tags unless I'm told that it's okay to. So I'm like, I don't know what to do about that. So that's kind of my goal this year, is to figure out what to do with Discord. Because I love being in there and I want to keep being in there. But I don't want to be spoiled and then get mad at somebody over something really stupid. Because then, like, a day later, I don't feel bad about it anymore. I'm like, well, it was spoiled, so I guess I'm going to address it in the reaction when it happens. And I get to that point. But I don't know what else to do. So it's just, if you all can help me in the comments with what you think I should do, that would be great. So, because I'm just kind of like, I just want to put that out there that I'm not sure where to go with that. I'm just still kind of trying to mull it over and workshop it with y'all. And I've asked the mods about it too, and they're like, well, you got to do what you got to do. And I'm like, I know. So anyway, I've talked way too long about the comment section and all that, but that's kind of where my headspace has been. So I wanted to go over that with you all and just let you know where my headspace is. Being a content creator is interesting, especially if you've been doing it for like 4 years. It's interesting, right? So, and I feel like I get reminded more and more of why many content creators don't interact with the people that are on their channel and stuff, which I'm like, that's dumb. I like interacting with you all. Parasocial stuff is weird sometimes, and boundaries are important, but at the same time, I love learning about people's perspectives from around the world and how they engage in stories. And I think it's one of the most beautiful things about technology and how we can use it. And it's just so bizarre. It's a wild world, right? And I feel like connectivity is now more important than ever. So I'm trying to figure out how to navigate that world and do it in a healthy way. So we'll see. But anyway, as far as the polls go, before we get to scheduling, as far as the polls go, there has been a lot of polls in March. If you're on Patreon, you know. I actually do have a poll coming up that's going to be determining. There's 2 series that in May we're going to have to do something for. Dungeon Meshi is going to be finishing up in May, Season 1. We're going to watch Season 2 this year, don't you worry. But Dungeon Meshi in Season 1 is going to be wrapping up. And then you'll see on the schedule in early May, there's a Tuesday slot that's going to need an opening. So I have ideas for what I want to do, but I don't know if I want to do a poll. I don't know if I want to do the Spinning Wheel of Fate. I don't know if I want Huckleberry and Ruby to find the winners. So I'm going to put a poll. Seems so ironic. I'm going to put a poll out next week on Patreon to determine what I should do for these other polls. It's like Inception. It's polls within things. But that's going to be on there. And then in April, we're going to be deciding what we do about the replacement for Dungeon Meshi, as well as the Tuesday afternoon slot's going to need a replacement. So we're going to talk about that. So if you're on Patreon, look out for those. As far as the awards recognition, remember I was going to do that in February and then I got really behind. Remember that? I don't know. I was going to do that sometime in April. It's super late. Nobody's asked about it, so it's kind of lost steam. I think it's kind of a wash this year, so I might just do a post about it and show you all the winners, or I might do a video, but it's kind of fizzled out. I feel like, unfortunately, the nominations that were given were very skewed towards the 20 people that nominated things, and then the polls kind of reflected that. So you'll all see when I talk about it, but I am going to probably do like a mid-year feeler out on Patreon. I'll talk about it in the May update video, but I'll probably do like a feeler out to see if like what extra things people want to do. Like, do they like the husbando and waifu brackets? Do they not even care? Do they want to do other things on the channel? Like just stuff like that. Or they just like watch shows. I'll be like, okay. As far as the extras go, we're going to talk about that with the schedule. The commissions are still up and going. I'm going to make sure, if, check the tier in May or check the tier in April, for the May slots to see if they're open or not. But we're going to talk about the commissions here in just a hot second. But I'm super appreciative of you all in the commission tiers. Your support is so crazy and I love it. And I can't believe that this month filled up. I was like, oh, so it's been a lot of fun. And so we're going to talk about that here in just a hot second. So thank you for the support. Sorry to make you wait literally 20 minutes, but let's talk about the April schedule because there's a lot going on. So as far as the April schedule goes, I'm going to walk through this all with you. I've updated my little mini whiteboard coon. This is Schedule Chan, Whiteboard Coon's cousin, in the cinematic universe. But Mondays, y'all. Mondays, this last month was rough for my mental health. I'm not going to lie to you. March was a little bit rough. March was really rough. And I'm really glad that you all have been supportive because it's really helped me through some personal stuff. But one thing that's helped me a lot this month of March was Word of Honor on Mondays. And that's the cheesiest thing to say, but this series puts a smile on my face every Monday. I feel like I'm back to my old school like reaction self, fangirling, shipping, talking about Don Mai, just having the best time. If you want to have fun with some Chinese BL, you need to be watching Word of Honor with me because it's so much fun. It's a mystery. It's Chinese fantasy. There's like the most egregious romance that got past the censors. And I don't know how they did it, but it's amazing. I love Word of Honor so much. So that's going to be on Mondays. Tuesdays, we are in season 5. Season 5, a year in to Natsume's Book of Friends. I've been watching this series for a year, week to week. Wild. We're on season 5 of 7 seasons of Natsume. And it's great. Like season 4, I loved, and season 5 is right up there with it. These two are my favorite seasons so far. So that's in the morning on Tuesdays, or Central Standard Time mornings. And then in the afternoons, we're going to be finishing up season 1 of Dan to Dan. Do not worry, this summer I will be watching season 2. Already decided. But that'll be like mid-April, so what are we going to do the rest of April? Well, guess what showed up on my doorstep? Trigun! Deluxe Volume 4, baby! Yeah! So we're going to be looking at volumes 10, 11, and 12 of Trigun Maximum in the month of April. Oh, I'm ready. Oh, it's going to be fun. I'm excited. So that's going to be after Dan to Dan in the afternoons on Tuesdays for the rest of the month of April. And then there will be something to replace Trigun going into May. So there'll be a poll on Patreon about that. So just keep your eyes open if you're on the Patreon. To see that. Wednesdays is the Apothecary Diaries, Season 2, Episode 13. Here's my plan for that. April 9th on Patreon, I'm going to be gone. So I've got the OVA that's going to be that day, and then it'll be the same for the following week on YouTube, which is April. I got to get my handy-dandy given calendar that tells me my days. So for YouTube, this will be April 16th is when the OVA will be out. So here's my plan for the following week. My plan is when I get back to record episode 13, have it come out on that Wednesday, which would be the 16th on Patreon and the 23rd on YouTube. And then the following, that Saturday or Sunday of that same week, I'll have episode 14 come out. So you'll get 2 episodes of Apothecary Diaries in the same week, which is cool. I'm not going to record them at the same time because my apothecary discussions are usually pretty long, so I don't want to diminish either of those by trying to rush it and get 2 episodes in. So I'm going to record one, do a full discussion. That's going to come out the following Wednesday when I get back, and then I'm going to record episode 14. It'll probably come out that Sunday, whatever that is, the 20th or whatnot, and then the next week we'll be back on track with episode 15. So we'll make up for it. I got plans. We should make up for it. You'll get 2 episodes in a week. Why not? That's my plan. Thursday. Look, this is my last plug for ping pong. You should be watching ping pong. If you did not join me on the ping pong animation journey, it is not just a sports anime. It is beyond that. It is, if you have ever coached, it is groundbreaking. If you love character development, it is a chef's kiss. If you just love heartwarming, heartfelt characters and good storytelling and good symbolic thematic elements coming full circle in just the most satisfying way possible, just plan your weekend. It's 11 episodes. It'll take a weekend of your time and just watch ping pong because it's so good. It's so damn good. And I'm so sad it's over. It's going to be pretty high up there on the end of the year list. Let me tell you that. But we did have a series of brackets on YouTube and Patreon to narrow down. It was like our March Madness for this year, to narrow down the sports anime that was going to take ping pong's place. And I'm happy to announce, thanks to Patreon's votes, that Chi Hayafuru, I am starting that this month. Let me tell you, I am a few episodes in already. I am so happy. I'm loving this series so far. Oh, it's like sports anime fruits basket. And I'm like, yes, please. It's just, it's giving me so much with character development already. I'm so excited to learn about karate. I'm all smiles watching this series. And so I hope you join me on this journey. It's going to be a long journey. We're going to be watching like 76 episodes of Chihayafuru, a year and a half worth. Hope you're ready, but it's going to be a fun journey, and I'm super excited. So we're going to do that on Thursdays. Now, Fridays, Dungeon Meshi is going to be this month, Delicious in Dungeon. I actually had a commission from El Freya to do a cosplay for Dungeon Meshi. So my plan, if it shows up on time, it should be showing up here soon, is for episode 20 to do a cosplay for episode 20 of Dungeon Meshi. So that's my commission. I'm pretty excited about it. It's going to be a fun time. So we're going to do that. But also we're going to have the Patreon commissions for this month. We did have some movies that were commissioned. It's funny, we actually had one of the moderators for the series was like, I have this money, but I want to commission it to this spot, so we're going to be doing these movies for this month with it. And I was like, okay, that works. And then the commission kind of the cosplay allowed me to commission this as well. So we actually have 4 movies this month of April, which is going to be kind of like a one-time thing, along with the cosplay. But we are going to have Sasuberi, Miss Hosakai, commissioned by Anime Annie. I have watched, that's the only one I've watched so far of the commissions in April. Don't worry, they'll be done. I have scheduling time after recording this video to get to the other ones. They'll be there. But that one's a lot of fun. A nice historical anime. Yes, please. I really liked it. So that's going to be starting us out. We also have a 7 Days War, which was commissioned by one of our moderators, Plore. We have Inuo, which has been commissioned by Sunspots. And then also, you know what? We had One Piece Red last month. We're going to be doing My Hero Academia, the second movie. I'm so excited. Polly has commissioned that one. That's going to be at the end of the month. But I have seen the first My Hero Academia movie. I watched it before I started the channel. But I have not seen any of the others. So this one's going to be a lot of fun. I haven't seen the second one. I'm pretty excited about it. So we're going to be doing that. And then El Freya has done a cosplay commission for Delicious in Dungeon episode 20. So those are on Fridays. Super excited. And then on Saturday, we are going to be finishing up Dororo. These last few episodes of Dororo, they're so tense, but I'm so happy. And I'm really sad that it's over. I can't believe we're almost to the end of Dororo. I feel like we just started it. But the poll on Patreon only has about like 8 hours left. And the current leader has a pretty significant lead. So unless something changes, the series that replaces Dororo, it might be, I don't know, a place further than the universe. I don't know. That's the winner right right now. We'll see. You'll see mid-April if that's still the case or not, depending on how these next couple hours on the poll goes. But that's going to be replacing Doro on Saturdays. And then Sunday, y'all, Revolutionary Girl Utena has been a journey. As I record this, I still have a manga volume to react to, but I have seen the series in full now. I have seen the movie. My reactions to the episode 39 season finale and the movie are about as polar opposite as they could be. And as I'm recording this and as you're watching this, you've probably already seen my community post and my post on Patreon about the series. And this was a series that, without spoiling anything, has kind of made me realize certain content that I need to stay away from for a while for my own mental health. And it's fine that I watched it. Some people on Patreon were like, oh, I wish I hadn't recommended it. I'm like, don't think that. Don't be that way. Because 1, you didn't know. 2, I didn't know. And 3, it's really hard. I don't want people to censor shows based on topical matters until I say something. And sometimes you just have to see it to realize that that's not for you. And I think it's emotionally adult to realize when you have boundaries and where you have certain places that you don't need to go to mentally because it brings up really dark matter. So I'm glad that I watched Revolutionary Girl Utena. I have no regrets. There are parts of that show that are some of the best in anime I've ever seen. And it's a show that is very influential, and I feel like everyone needs to see it. But I think you should walk in knowing that it gets dark, and maybe not in the way that you expect it to. So I'm glad that I watched it. And I'm going to talk about it in the top 20 video when we get there at the end of the year. But I'm not going to lie to y'all. I've still got the manga to go, and I'm going to record that this weekend. But I'm ready for something maybe a little more lighthearted. Maybe because when you binge a show, it's one thing. But when you watch it week to week for months, it's a different thing. So I am honestly ready for the new show that is going to be replacing on Sunday. That one has been decided. And so the series that's going to be replacing it is one that has been recommended for quite some time, and people keep telling me about it. And so I'm glad we're finally getting to it. It's something called Bocchi the Rock. I don't know. I know nothing about it. Zero about it. I will probably not get to it until I'm back from my trip when I'm gone. So please don't spoil me and tell me anything about it. Just be like, oh my God, Bogey the Rock. And then that's all we'll say. So I'm pretty excited though. I think it'll be a lot of fun. But yeah, so that's the schedule. And then the extras. I do have extras this month. I've been working. I've been prepping y'all. I've been getting stuff ready for y'all while I'm gone. I have half of the extras ready. The other half I'm going to hopefully do my best to get done by the end of this month for y'all. I do not have Yona of the Dawn Volume 46 recorded yet. I'm probably going to do that when I get back from my trip. But it is on my agenda to do for April. Be towards the end probably. Run with the Wind. Oh my God, y'all. I keep stalling on Run with the Wind because it is at the bottom of my to-do list. And I keep on getting everything done down to the wire. So for those of you sitting on your hands, the 12 of you waiting for me to read Run with the Wind, I will get to it. I will by this. I'm going to try to by April, but it's going to hopefully be by May at the very latest. And I'm sorry that I've made you wait on it. It's just, it's very daunting what I have left to read for it. And I just haven't been motivated. It's the one thing I've not been motivated to do. And so I keep putting it off, but I'm going to try my best to get it done April or May. I'm going to try my very best. But I do have 2 extras recorded already that are going to be coming up here in the next few weeks. One is Skate the Frickin' Infinity. It's been 4 years, y'all. 4 years. 4 years since 2001, since June of 2001. It's been almost 4 years since I have reacted to Skate the Infinity content. Let me tell you, this OVA wasn't what I needed to jumpstart the rest of my month. You better damn well believe it. Oh my God. Get ready to gush with me because the OVA is amazing. That's going to be coming out. And then Arcane Cinematic. My brother, unfortunately, his work schedule this month is crazy. So he was like, I can't watch it with you. You go ahead and see it. I'll wait. So I did watch the Arcane Cinematics. I'm so ready. I'm so ready to talk to you all about my theories. And so I'm going to be talking about that this month. And there may be a April Fool's video coming up here in a couple days. So keep your eye out on that. It's weird. Because anytime I always like to do it. I've done an April Fool's video the last couple of years, and they're weird, and I'm proud of them. So we'll just have to see. So yeah, I do have one thing to unbox with you all. Somebody sent me a random gift, so I'm going to unbox that. But before I do that, if you can tell, I have felt a little bit better as this month comes to a close. I'm really excited to take 8 days off. I feel like anytime we do something for a long extended period of time, we need some refreshing time. We need like a little break from it, right? And this channel is something I work on every day alongside my job. So it is a labor of love, but I don't ever feel, I have people in the comments be like, well, don't get burnt out. And the thing of it is, the watching shows and talking with you about them, I'm never burnt out with those. But I do think I need a little bit of a break from maybe checking comments, from maybe like, I'm happy to get into some more positive, fun shows with you all, because I think that's where I thrive, and that's where I have the most fun. And not that I don't like talking about deep shit. Attack on Titan's reactions and Neon Genesis Evangelion's reactions are two of my favorite series I've ever watched, and they are far from fun sometimes. So I won't say that. Like, I want to watch challenging shows, but I do think that having the month of April to kind of recharge with some really fun shows before getting into May is going to be very helpful. So thank you all so much for your support on Patreon, on YouTube. The YouTube views support the channel, and the subscribing supports the channel, obviously to gain like awareness of my channel. But those of you on Patreon, you are like the lifeblood of my channel. So I want you to know how grateful I am for you. You are just awesome people. And the ones in the Discord that send the most fun fan art, there's been like, I think it was, oh my gosh, I don't want to get your name wrong. I feel like your name on Patreon is kind of like an idiom in itself. Is it like, I don't want to say the wrong thing, but you've been sharing some ping pong fan art that has been so beautiful, and they've made my mornings. And then, I don't know, like all of the stuff on the Jujutsu Kaisen chat, all the stuff on Apothecary Diaries, the Dungeon Meshi gifts, like there's so much that's been on the channel that makes me smile because I'm such an anime geek and I love seeing it. So thank you all so much for your support and your comments. Even if you comment saying, I enjoyed that, and you don't say anything else, they don't have to be novels. Even if you just say that episode was awesome and I love it, like that brings a smile to my face. So I really appreciate it. So all of my love to all of y'all, because y'all are amazing. But I do have this one gift. It says it's from Amazon. It's very light. I just kind of opened the top so I could open it up. I'm like, is this a plushie? But I don't know who it's from. Nobody told me they were sending a gift. One of the moderators has said they were sending something, but it's certainly not here yet. So I don't know what this is. Oh, well, I do now. Oh, shit. What is this? What is it? This, okay, this message here is from a patron. I'm not going to say who, because I don't know if they want me to say their name. But it said, I'm sorry I made you watch Utena. Y'all, the final episode hasn't even aired on Patreon yet. That's how much I'm dreading the episode 39 discussion for Utena, because I was not in a great headspace when I recorded it, and then I got frustrated, and then I let my frustrations. I don't know if I should do differently, but I've always done, like, as soon as I'm done reacting, I discuss, because it's all in the moment, it's genuine. The downside of that is that you don't really have a lot of time for reflection, so like a week passes, and then I watch like the movie in Utena's case, and my whole perspective is a little bit shifted, so I'm like, But this is the freaking most hilarious thing, because they said, I'm sorry for making you watch Utena, and they sent me Puella Magi Madoka content! What is this? Madoka! What? Shit. I want to open it. What if I opened it up and it was Utena instead? Oh my god. I don't have... Is it... Oh! It is a Madoka figurine! Oh my god! Oh! It's in pieces. Oh! Cube, you have met your maker. Oh my God. Look, like I said, y'all, I don't regret you all recommending Utena because without spoiling anything, there are parts of that series that I freaking love so much and I will always remember, and they are iconic. It's nobody's fault. It really isn't. So I don't want anybody to... The last thing I want is for people to feel bad. So I appreciate... You did not have to send me this, but I do appreciate it. I want to see what... Oh my God. Like our little high heels go up on this. Okay, we gotta give her a head, otherwise it's creepy. Alright, oh, shit. Okay. My dogs are like, is this a toy? And I'm like, no. I've never had one of these figurines, so this is a first. Lyndon, you didn't have to send me these, but I'm very appreciative that you did. Okay, I've got to sit her head on it without breaking it. This is gonna be a task. Can I put this on here without breaking it? That is the question. If I break her head, we are in trouble. How do you get it on there without break? Okay, you do. All right. Oh! Son of a bitch. Well, hold on. How do we get that? This is the problem with these. It's like they intentionally want you to fail. Okay. She's a little bit top heavy, y'all. There we go. Look at that. Oh my God. Oh God, they were in her head. Ah. Okay, I got it. When I tell you this head does not want to stay on, and the last thing I want to do is break it. So yeah, we're just gonna put her safely on the shelf where her and Cube can watch from afar. Thank you so much for sending that. You are very, very, very kind to do so, and I don't regret watching Utena, but I also don't regret having Madoka either. So, oh my gosh, y'all. I'm very excited for April. It's springtime. The winter dread and the seasonal depression is behind us, hopefully. So, I'm really excited to hear your comments down below. I'm very excited to have you watching the shows on the channel with me. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, with that being said, I hope you all have a wonderful week. Please stay safe, take care, and yeah. I'll be back very soon, y'all, with some more reactions. Bye!